Hello fellow gamers, Freddy here. Just wanted to make a really quick video about 10 tips on how to be a better marksman in squad. So let's start, guys. First of all, guys, you need to learn how to read the binoculars and the crosshair scope. As you can see here, there's a screenshot that 1.7 meters height, so basically a soldier, and above all the numbers, the 2 and the 4, the 8 is the distance. So you need to basically zero in, or by experience, you need to learn this and the distance and how much big is a soldier depending on how far he is. So basically this is the very first thing that you need to learn in order to understand the distances and the zeroing in order to calculate the bullet. This is obviously something that goes with the experience that you have. So you can also do a little bit of some test runs, some test shots. Maybe you will see some kind of a vehicle in some distance and see how much drop your bullet has. The American weapon does not have this, but you can also whip out your binoculars. So this is the very first basic thing that you need to learn, how to read your scope. So the second thing is to always check your map and make for intel and make sure that you have clear space in front of you, like a road, a river, a valley or something like that. There is no reason to play a sniper if there's obstacles in front of you and you cannot scan an area maybe half a kilo, 200, 300, 400 meters ahead of you in a big cone that you can pan left and right and see what's going in the battlefield. And that brings us in the third thing, that the most important thing as your role as a marksman is to cut front lines and basically defend or cut enemies from advancing. So you basically need to have an understanding of the battle depending of the marks that your squad is doing of the enemies and the placement of your own squad and your own teammates to understand the front line. So this front line needs to be somehow defended so the enemy doesn't advance or you can advance. So you need to have a mental, like in your mind, have a virtual line on the map that will help you out to understand your positioning. So that's also goes for the fourth tip, which is communicating to your squad. And this is quite important to understand that it's not only killing people, it's always having a vantage point of where the enemy is and where your squad is, and if it's clear to advance or if you see an enemy squad advancing. So communicating with your squad and with your surrounding teammates to give more intel on what is going on in the battle is quite important as your role as a sniper. Let's get down to the fifth one, which is by pressing caps lock, guys, you will have some more information and some more control of your map, which is quite important.
Can you come to me?
Giving coordinates, checking coordinates, giving information to your squad. This also adds up to the previous tip, is that the more information you have from your map, because in squad there's not a lot of HUD going on, so you don't know exactly where your teammates are. So using both the M and both the caps lock to have a little bit of a better understanding, or if your squad mates or if the enemies are behind some cover, so you need to communicate that. So using the coordinates while you're pressing caps and using the coordinates and communicating them to your squad is quite important. On the sixth tip, guys, is you need to make sure, you need to understand that it's not going to be action-packed. It's not a Call of Duty sniper. It's what a sniper is going to do in real life. So in real life, guys, a sniper is gonna maybe walk kilometers to get a vantage, to get a position that he wants to have in order to shoot someone or give important intel to his team. So you need to be prepared to flank the long routes. There's gonna be a lot of running and lone wolfing. It's not a class, it's a class that you can lone wolf if you want. I personally like lone wolfing and having controlling the map and the areas that help out my squad mates. So you need to be prepared, guys, to do a little bit of more running compared to your other teammates. On the seventh tip, guys, I want to make sure that repositioning after you get a kill is quite important, because in squad, all the squad mates communicate. If someone gets shot from northwest from a sniper, he will communicate that he got shot from the northwest. So concealing your position is quite important. So if you shoot somebody that has no idea that you are there and you believe that your position is still concealed, you can stay on it. But if you go on a PvP kind of situation and you kill somebody, even if you kill him, your position is well known. So you need to change that, maybe back off a little bit, maybe go and move on the left, on the right, depending on the situation of the map. If you're on top of the mountain, maybe you should go up on top of the mountain a little bit, or move north or move west. This is up to your understanding of where the last known position of you is, and when and in which position you can move to in order to have an advantage if someone attacks your last position. So let's go for the next tip, guys, is always make sure that you trust your secondary weapon. Usually there's some sound cues in squad, so you can hear footsteps, and if you're in a building sniping and your position is known, someone will try to get you. So swapping to your secondary weapon is quite fast compared to zooming in and trying to shoot somebody with a scope. And trusting your secondary guided weapons is to basically switch instantly. Try to learn the gun, how it recoils, so you can shoot some shots down towards your enemy if you're in a really tight quarters situation. Another tip, guys, is to make sure your shots land on target, and because if they don't and people are getting suppressed, they will start searching around and your position will get revealed earlier or way more easier compared if you have taken out a couple of guys. So before you start shooting, you need to check on the left and on the right and above and below of your target to see if there are more enemies. If someone gets shot, his teammate will hide. So you need to have consecutive shots, sure shots, that will basically take out 2 or 3 people, and this will clear out a little bit the situation, will create more panic that, okay, my squad is getting annihilated here, there's a sniper who don't know where his position is. So it's in your advantage to have some consecutive kills and basically wait until you create a little bit of a panic in the enemy squad. And for the last tip, guys, is basically do not go only for the kills. You're not playing Call of Duty. Even in Battlefield, a lot of snipers want you to have a lot of headshots, long range headshots. Your marksman role in squad is basically to cut lines, control the front lines there for in long ranges where your squad mates cannot, because they don't have the equipment to do, since you have a huge ass weapon and a huge ass scope for those situations. And always communicate what you see, what you believe the enemy is doing, where he's looking at, where he's shooting from. It's a position, it's only one marksman per squad, guys, and it's a quite important role. And you need to use this role as best as you can to help out your squad, because the sniper has a really good weapon. You can one-shot people in whatever distance you want. It's not like a machine gunner or a rifleman. So you need to understand that not only going for the kills and getting hyped up about getting headshots and that, is that you need to use also your binoculars and your scope to communicate with your squad what is going on in the battlefield, because they will have better intel when they go into battle. So basically, guys, that was the 10 tips on how to be a better marksman in squad. I believe it helped you out, and see you on the next one.